What is going on, everybody? This is Ben from the Respectfully Selfish podcast, and it has been a minute. There's been a lot of stuff going on. I've been starting a couple new things. Obviously, you can see there's a little bit new lighting. I'm recording on my phone. I'm still waiting to get a microphone of sorts because I know the sound audio is going to be terrible. But guys, thanks for tuning in. This is going live on YouTube, but this is going to everywhere that I possibly can think of because it has been a minute since I've been able to talk to all of you guys. First, I want you to check in with yourself. How are you doing? How's everything going? How's this pandemic been treating you? What have you been doing? Have you still been waking up and dreading and waiting for the day to come where the pandemic's just over? Or have you finally started adapting a little bit and being like, this might be my new normal. I better find out how to work with it. Either way, find out what works for you. For me, myself, it's been a roller coaster. It's been a roller coaster ride of emotions for a while, but I think I'm balancing out a little bit. I just got back from Colorado. I was out in Denver or Louisville, Colorado, visiting my sister for a little bit, a couple days there, and I feel great. Going out there, it's the Rocky Mountain air. It makes you feel great. So what have you done? What have you done to kind of do something for yourself? Obviously traveling, I took all the proper precautions. I wore my face mask, washed my hands, all that kind of stuff that they tell you to do. So I ask you, what have you been doing? What's been something, whether it be a hobby you picked up, self-developmental tips you have, or maybe you got something new from Amazon that you're stoked about. What is it? Because that's kind of what I want to talk about today is what is your new normal? I didn't have anything planned before we jumped on here. I just wanted to come and say hello. And now that I'm thinking about it, what is our new normal? Obviously, you've seen just the bombardment of stuff on the internet, whether it be fake news, political stuff, with a whole bunch of things coming on. Obviously, more people are trying different stuff, so it be podcasting. For me personally, I started what's called the Zen Heads. With my buddy Rick. We used to work together and doing a lot of stuff like this. It's helping people with the power of perspective, not perception. Because me personally, I truly do believe it's all about how we perceive things up here. What could be the end of the world to somebody is somebody else's greatest treasure. And that has been almost the age-old question of how and why. Why if something feels so horrible for me, does somebody else see it as a blessing, And it's all right here. It's all perspective. So that's what I've been working on is my perspective. Obviously, with ups and downs and stuff like that, sometimes it gets tough. I'm open to talk about mental health. I'm open to talk about, therapy and stuff like that. I know I had to talk to a psychiatrist. Just because, I made a promise to myself and my family and everybody, if this ever became too much where I couldn't handle it on my own and things were, in a downward spiral and having negative thoughts and stuff like that, I always promised them that I would seek help. Well, we got to that point, and since I told myself that and told everybody else that I was in contact with during those hard times, I felt that was just the process that you go through. Not everybody gets there. Not everybody's willing to go to help because obviously mental health stigmas. Maybe it might be something in your family that you might get ridiculed for. I don't know. I don't want to put excuses into your head, but that's something I took the step, and I will tell you something. I don't want to get too dramatic about things, but I can certainly feel the difference. I can certainly feel the serotonin rushing into my receptors. Not crazy stuff, but I feel much more leveled out. I don't know if you guys can tell in the way I'm interacting and talking, but I feel much more myself, much more my younger self, I should say, what I remember me being. Because I would almost say a decade there, I felt like it was just constantly grasping to try to get back to who I was and not really concentrating on who I want to be. So now that I kind of feel grounded and I feel like a 32-year-old version of my younger self, now I'm able to keep looking forward. What's going on? What's coming up next? And it's all what I feel like personal stuff. I'm out searching for a new job. I'm out trying to get back into the marketing field. I'm out trying to continue to do things with helping people. I'm trying to continue my craft at podcasting, making videos. As you can see, I've done more lighting. I've gotten rid of the fake whatever plywood or wood background that it was. I set up my own desk. Enough about me. But guys, what are you getting into? Let's think about it this way. Pandemic, old news at this point. Now it's normal life. So it's almost taking ourselves back to childhood and refiguring out what we like, what we want to do, and kind of the direction we want to go. And the way I thought about that was just that way. All right, if I was younger, if I was talking to 15, 16, 17-year-old me, and this was the world, what would I want to do? What would I want to go for? And obviously, first thing that popped up weirdly was video games, because I was always growing up as an athlete. I then picked up guitar, so I became a musician. And then with this time, it's gotten weird. I find myself diving deep into video games and watching it on YouTube and the way people interact and Twitch and stuff like that. And it's becoming more than just this mindless activity that you do. It's becoming a way for people to, grow and get a substantial income and stuff like that. All that stuff that we always talked about, or we always heard as kids of, don't waste your time, go outside and play. I agree, you got to get outside and do that stuff. But the world's changed a little bit. It looks completely different. So what have you been doing? These people have been taking up Twitch, and everyone wants to bash on them, saying, oh my God, you're making money doing videos of Call of Duty, or hell yeah, they are. These kids are raking in money. So what are you scared to do? What is a stigma out there that might be preventing you from jumping on Twitch and recording yourself, or getting a $20 selfie ring light and talking to people about their mental health, or trying to give them a little bit of a pep talk to see where they want to go in life? For the record, if you have any questions about what lighting, I'll get into it. But these lights, $15 each, $30 total. That selfie light was like $20. I think you can get one probably on like Wayfair or something for cheaper. So guys, what's holding you back from, I made a post the other week about, if somebody or you tell yourself, I don't know how to do it, it's a crock of shit. Oh my God, don't tell me that. Yeah, no, man. Or ladies, you have YouTube, you have the internet. All you have to do, type in how to anything, and there will be a video showing you how to do it. And guess what? If there's not, you're gonna be the person to figure it out and make that first video. You're gonna be the first person to learn how to make a whistle out of an iPhone. There's probably an app for that, so it doesn't matter anyway. That's the thing. We're trying to think differently. We're trying to get up and move. We're trying to, get our mind sparked. We're trying to do things, right? We're so sick of being a victim to everything going on. The president's this, Joe Biden's that, blah, 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 Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg. Like, I can only hear so much of this. I can only hear so much of people feeling like victims and not taking the bull by the horns and being like, I got this. I don't care what these people are saying. Yeah, will it affect the country? Of course it will. But it's not going to affect up here. This is one place you're not getting into anymore. This is one place that is Fort Knox. It's me. It's for me. And if I want to open it up to, let people in to help, absolutely. But that's the thing. You're not going to just infiltrate my Fort Knox and start thinking you're going to run me anymore. That's been my mindset. I've been taking control again. Been getting back on the horse and riding it. Got construction going on, so if you hear it, it ain't stopping us. That's the thing, man. That is the thing. A lot of people, not saying a lot of people would, but that could stop people. I'll video record later because it's the perfect sound. That's not it. That's not what we're about here on Respectfully Selfish Podcast, or the Respectfully Selfish Journey, we can start to call it, because that's not it. We're not here to make excuses, postpone things. We're going to jump on, we're going to do it live, and we're going to see what comes from it. Because you know what? The things I say right now could change your life forever. Hell, they could change my life forever, right? Because sometimes I get on here and I just start talking, I start feeling things, and all of a sudden I get really amped up, and I'm like, oh, that's where my passion goes to. I want to help people. And I feel like if I can say one line, if I can do one thing to change the way you look at yourself and the world, I've done my job. I've done it. All these $15 lights and $20 lights were worth it because I helped one person, right? I'm life coaching people. And I had someone reach out to me and say, if it wasn't for you, I never would have done this. My response, hell yeah, you would have. You just wouldn't have gotten there that fast. Guys, it's always inside of you. Realize I'm not here to get rich. I'm not here to become famous. I'm not here to get clout, if that's what the kids are saying these days. I'm here to help. I'm here to help you. I'm here to help your family. I'm here to help anybody. Like I said, I started life coaching, right? A podcast. That's where it started, a podcast. I said, I want to help people. What's going to happen? Started playing around with Photoshop. Cool. Actually, I started playing around with like a couple different apps to make a logo. And it just started rolling. Get a little bit of momentum. If you are a fan of this podcast, you know I am a huge fan of positive momentum. One small step, that's all it takes. It took one messing around on I think it was called PixArt, was the app, to make a logo just in case I wanted to start a podcast. And then it became, wow, I'm getting a really good response on my podcast. Maybe I should try YouTube. Well, then video came and you saw I had a giant sheet. Maybe you can see it. Over that mirror is what I had a giant sheet over. Guys, it doesn't matter where you start. It matters where you're going. I feel like I'm rambling, but I honestly don't care. Because guys, the question from the beginning of this episode, we'll say, is where are you going? You heard my story. You heard how it started. A little bit of messing around on an app, a little bit of here, then turns into a podcast. Turns into you learn about pod hosting, and then all of a sudden you learn about YouTube and Instagram Live, and all of a sudden you get some negative comments, which I don't care about. Or you take the positive ones and you realize that your core thing, your noble purpose, mine's helping people. Yours might be saving the planet. Yours might be becoming the best lawyer in New York City. The best hippie that Colorado's ever seen, or anything like that, Don't let anybody tell you what you should be doing. Sure as hell don't let me tell you should be podcasting, doing what you're doing. I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm just asking you, have you taken a moment to think about what you want? Have you taken a moment what you want your new normal to look like? Or are you going to keep wishing for that past normal that you're probably fantasizing about, you're idolizing? I'm going to promise you, it probably wasn't how you remember it. There's probably a lot more shit going on than you remember. And now all you remember is I was able to go out when I wanted. I was able to go grab a beer when I wanted to. I was able to call. I was able to go meet somebody on Tinder and grab a drink. Now I can't do that. I promise you were complaining about you have to meet somebody on Tinder, complaining that you're going to the same bars and spending too much money every night, that kind of stuff. So remember, the past wasn't as great as you think it was. The future, however, can be as great as you want to make it. If you block out all that bullshit, right? All that stuff people are trying to feed you, all that algorithm stuff that you must like this because you double clicked it with your thumb twice and now we want to show you it forever. Nah, that's not how it works. All you have to do to change that, go into your Instagram following or who you're following, start deleting people. Start deleting things you don't get involved in anymore. Maybe there's a really negative meme page that was really funny when you were into self-deprecating humor, but now you're like, I'm about that life of positivity and moving forward. Doesn't mean that Instagram page ain't there anymore. Go back if you want it later. But right now, surround yourself with the direction you want to go. Surround yourself with the new normal. You have an option. You have a choice to start a new life. Realistically, you have a choice to start a new life every day if you want. But right now, big picture thing, what's your new normal? What is it? I can sit here all day. We're 14 minutes in, and I've told you about what granted that took more than 14 minutes. That took me almost 6 months to keep going and get to this, this energy, this vibe, because you can see it in my eyes. I'm watching myself that I'm getting excited. I'm getting excited about helping people again because you know what I did? I helped myself first. I don't call it the Respectfully Selfish podcast for nothing. I went absent for a little bit. You know why? Because I had to. I don't owe an explanation to anybody, and I don't owe anything but, hey, I needed a break. I needed to find my direction. I need to get myself back together. I needed to take care of me. So respectfully, I apologize if you were hanging on to the things I was saying, and I was really, really helping you. And I wish if that was the case that you can always feel comfortable reaching out to me, because no matter what, if the podcast takes a break, if the Zen heads on a break or doing something like that, you can always DM me. Because like I said, number one noble purpose in this world is to help you. Help people struggling with what's going on up here. I gave up on, the athletic training and stuff a bunch when I was younger. So I've realized, if I'm having struggles with the stuff going on between these two ears or these two eyes or above them, wherever it is, other people are too. Other people are probably having those same worries, going through the same things. Now, names are going to change, situations are going to change a little bit, but for the most part, the loss of loved ones, poor relationship, toxic relationships, low self-worth, depression, anxiety, all of us have a form of that, right? All of us have gone through it. And if you haven't, and if you don't, help us out. Let us know, how do you live in the moment? How do you not fixate on things that are so out of your control that you feel like your only control is worrying about it? Imagine that. Things that are so out of your control that you need that control so bad that you worry about it because you have control of that worry. Guys, get rid of it. What's the new normal? I'm going to say it. What's the new normal? What are you doing? What kind of energy are you trying to bring? See, my energy has changed because I changed the things around me. That's crazy, right? That's crazy that I was sitting in I used to have these lights that would come over and like hang over, and it felt like this production, and I was like, this ain't it, man. This ain't me. I see a bunch of stuff on Instagram. This is what you should be doing. YouTube. Hey, this is how you make the best YouTube channel. And I realized, I'm like, yo, I'm not that person. That's cool. I like those lights. I don't like the words coming out of his mouth. But wait a second. I like the lights. Hold up. Amazon, how to, or YouTube, how to set up YouTube lighting, whatever. You know what happened? Half hour. Oops, sorry. Nose ring's getting all crooked. Half hour. I was just in a vortex of, that's cool, that's stupid, that's cool. I was looking at my phone. That's cool. And all of a sudden here I go, I'm like, okay, most affordable lights, floodlights. That's what they are. They're underneath my stuff. And now I look like I'm getting It is 11:50 in the morning and it looks like it's at night. I'm about to have a party. Like I'm 22 again. Because I don't remember much of 21-year-old parties because I was drunk for them. But guys, I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to be sharing this energy with you. I'm happy to just be a part of something that's positive in my own life. I'm happy to be starting it again. I feel like the rebranding, I don't even say rebranding, just the restart of the Respectfully Selfish podcast was launched by the Zen Heads. And all of a sudden the stuff we talked about started sparking things and it helped me. So guys, if you haven't checked it out, go check out the Zen Heads. It's a lot of this. So if you do gain value from the Respectfully Selfish podcast, the Zen Heads, with the social media and stuff, positivity memes, positivity quote cards. I will list a bunch of our YouTube videos or clips of them, and stuff like that. So it's a lot of this stuff. So guys, if you haven't checked it out, feel free to go over and see if it's for you. And if it's not, cool. Don't matter to me. I'm just trying to help people. Rick's trying to help people, who's my partner. So I'm gonna end it here because we're coming up with 2 minutes left. I wanted to keep this under 20 minutes. So I asked you in the beginning, what's your new normal look like? I gave you a little idea about what my normal looked like. So if you have an idea, or you like something I did and you're like, oh, I can really use that, let me know. And let me know if you need help. Let me know if you don't know how to get started, or you're hitting a rough patch, a speed bump, and you're like, oh man, this sucks. I can't do that. It's a mindset. That's your perspective. If you say I can't do this, it's because one, you don't want to bad enough, or two, you haven't tried to figure it out. So always here, like I said, so now you don't have an excuse. I'm letting you know if you ever need anything, if you need help getting over that speed bump, or you need help with that positive self-talk, or you need help being respectfully selfish. Guys, don't say you don't know how to, because I am here to help you. Promise. You DM me, I promise you within, that sounds like a sales pitch, 24 hours. But wait, there's more. You DM me twice, and I'll DM you twice. I don't know, guys. That was a bad clip in an infomercial. But guys, Respectfully Selfish podcast, checking back in, lighting back up, checking you live on all these upcoming videos and all these upcoming platforms and shit like that. I'm happy to be back, happy to be a part of this. And guys, thanks for stopping by. Love you all. Have a good one. Peace.